All right, folks, strap in. We got episode 15 coming at you. I haven't done one in forever. I think it's been over a month since I did one. My life's been a fucking zoo since then. So you'd think I'd have a lot of stuff to talk about. That's what you'd think. But I don't know. We got a couple things to talk about. I was going to talk about fucking the new year, New Year's resolutions. The new Matrix came out. Fucking, I don't know. I almost got caught stealing a pair of pants, allegedly. Got the meat sweats, this and that. Important stuff. We got things to talk about. It's January 3rd, 2022. It is 11:42 in the morning. Fuck. All right. Let's get going. Let's get it going here. I guess I'm gonna start talking. I'll start at the beginning, all right? I think my last episode was like probably before Thanksgiving, I would imagine, because I don't remember saying anything about Thanksgiving. Um, so yeah, went to Thanksgiving at my mom's house. It was fine. We had some terrible Mexican food, um, and we sat around and shared our woes. Uh, my mom let me know that my grandmother wanted me to know that I'm written out of her will, which is just a weird little holiday surprise, which is no big deal either. I haven't talked to my grandmother since I was like 15 when we had a little falling out. That was really over nothing. It was like a miscommunication over whether or not I was going to go to the dump for her. And yeah, I messed it up a little bit and did it on the wrong day. Or she told me the wrong day. I can't even remember what really happened that well, but either way, it was enough. It was enough for her to write me off for forever, and then 15 years later, tell me that I won't be getting anything once she dies, which is fine. I'm not really banking on that at all, but it's just a nice little holiday treat. Uh, my mom's house is fucking chaos right now. She's got two Dobermans and then another dog, and they just fucking own the house. It's crazy. There's just like 60-pound torpedoes flying around everywhere. Fucking went out to Friendsgiving out at my buddy's house. It was my buddy who chopped his toes off on accident in a motorcycle accident, and that was a good time. We were playing some CeeLo, which I did pretty good actually. I started out with like $4 and I ended up leaving with like 15. No big deal. It's just like a free burrito. Uh, but we're sitting there hanging out, and there's a couple of our buddies there who I haven't seen since like high school, and they keep fucking hitting these giant vapes and like filming themselves at the same time, like a selfie. And I was just sitting there like, what the fuck? Crazy TikTok bullshit is this? And why is it something that people in their 30s are into? This is ridiculous. And I noticed that they weren't drinking either, and so eventually I was just like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing? What's up with all that?" And they were like, "Oh, well, a couple months ago we were driving around downtown and we're shooting fucking guns into the air and we got arrested and we both got DUIs." I'm just like, "Oh, oh. So what's with this selfie thing?" And apparently the selfie thing is a breathalyzer that they just get texts all the time from their fucking probation officer where they're like, "Send me a selfie video or something of you taking the breathalyzer and then show me the reading on it." And so that was the exact opposite of what I thought they were doing, pretty much. But it was trippy too because they're not allowed to drink, but every time they would start talking about drinking and stuff, the dude would hit them up for another thing. So I swear to God, their fucking microphone on their phone was like plugged. I don't know, something weird. You know what I'm saying? Uh, fucking, I don't know. Just it was basically me and one other dude drinking, and then everybody else was on probation. So, so we're all doing great out here. Desk pops. I want to say that's what they were. They were calling shooting your gun out of your car while you're driving around. Is a desk pop. I never heard of that. I was like, why? Why though? Why were you? What was the urge? What was the occasion? Was there like, did you just find out you're having a baby or something? Was it like a celebration? What's the deal? And he was just like, "Oh, I don't know. We were just bored, you know," which is such like a Reno thing too. It's like, "Oh, I don't know. I just got into the biggest trouble I've ever been into just because I was fucking bored and didn't have anything to do." Desk pops. That's what we should name this podcast. Desk pops. I've been working a bartending gig at the Republican GOP committee meetings, which there was like four of them. These people are crazy, and they're not any crazier than any other people, but it's just fucking so wild to see a concentrated dose of pretty much the same type of person, a couple of different generations deep, all talking about the same thing, and then oh my god, it was just crazy. Like if you get someone going and they're in like their 40s, they'll be talking about fucking Bohemian Grove and shit within like 10 minutes. Easy. And it'll be like sporadic, psychotic, like regurgitating sentences that are just like, I'm sure they believe what they're saying, but they're just like saying shit, just like, "Oh yeah, and there's fucking tunnels under here and this and that." And I love shit like that too. Don't get me wrong. I just finished that book, The Franklin Scandal, and I like shit like that for sure. I can't really like listen to it from a dude who fucking uh moved here from like Hollywood to open a Marie Callender's and then open carry a gun in an event hall and pretend like he's security for a fucking thing that he had to pay to get into. Which, by the way, so many guns at the Republican GOP thing. It's fucking crazy. Like, I wasn't even going to bring it up because I was kind of stoked on it at first, even though everyone was just flagrant open carry the whole time, which is badass. You let them know, I guess. But it's not really my style. But, sometimes you got to let them know. You let them know that you got the gun, you know? You're in the nursery looking at fucking shrubs and roses and little little bonsais and stuff like that. And the lady comes up to help you and you flash her that steel. She takes a couple steps back before she tries to fucking tell you which soil you need for cactuses and shit. Fucking let them know. You got to let them know. But it was there were so many people there with guns that one of the dudes in the committee party like made an announcement about how there somebody too many people had like left their guns out on tables and shit while people were just walking around and stuff, which is a huge no no. But that shit was just crazy. There was like a full blown revolt in the committee the first time they went. And I don't know if I talked about this already. I can't remember, but they were. It's really cool. They have the whole like uh, everyone who agrees say aye type of like real committee vibe, and they have like an agenda that they're going down and stuff, and you have to like have a point of order or whatever. Fucking this one lady just put everyone on the head of the committee on blast and set them up for like a vote to get out. And there was this huge screaming match for maybe 40 minutes. And and the way that they tried to resolve the screaming match was by giving out like three microphones at once. Oh my God. I actually had a headache from it. It was insane. There was so much yelling and shit. And like, it was fun to watch, though. It was super fun to watch. Like, you're out of order. No, you're out of order. Fuck. It was crazy. Really, really crazy. This one, like, really rich 25-year-old Republican kid just got up on the mic at one point and was just like, pay attention to me. I command this room. I command all of your attention because I'm screaming, right? And he was like kind of self aware and trying to make a point about screaming and stuff like that, but he was so fucking into it at the same time that he was kind of like devolved into his own self parody, where it was like, that's like how I would have made a joke about him. But that shit was crazy. Then the way the committee works was that they couldn't do the vote on the movement or whatever until the next meeting. So then they all calmed down and had a thing, and then like a couple meetings went by, and they voted all those dudes out, and it was like hell of fucking catty and quiet and mean in there. It was fascinating. And then I worked this one thing for this dude who's running for governor, and he's just like kind of creepy, but he had a lot of fun Republican energy for sure. Like he was straight up uh, going off about COVID and all this stuff, and about how good Florida's been doing. And he he was just like, I want to make Nevada the Florida of the West. And I was like, oh my God, that's so good. The Florida of the West. That's what I'm talking about, dude. I hope that becomes our new biggest little city. Like, Florida of the West. Welcome to Nevada, Florida of the West. Instead of fan boat tours with alligators, we got river trash and juggalos, you know? Instead of a nice sit at the beach with a cocktail and some coconuts and whatever, we can go out to Moon Rocks and listen to some 45-year-old drunk dude on Coors Light tell you about the Rothschilds. I don't know. It was a it was actually a fantasy or whatever, like a joke come to life. But it was fucking real weird. Real weird for sure. They were fun customers though. Like once you know their drinks and everything and they like you, they'd be cool. And they all were like giving me a bunch of shit because I got long hair. So they were just like, "Oh, you're a Dem, aren't you? You're a liberal, aren't you?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I am not on board. Period." Florida of the West, where you can run for governor and hit on the only underage girl in the whole building besides your daughter. She's actually the person closest to the age of your daughter. It's fucking awesome. Florida of the West. And I like Florida too. That's my, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like you shouldn't, like if you went to all the Bernie bros and were like, dude, this guy wants to be the Florida of the West, it's just like, oh no, their heads are going to explode. It's going to be like when all you old people fucking found Facebook and QAnon. So yeah, Florida of the West. Uh, what else happened? Did all those GOP things. On like December 1st, give or take, my mom hit me up and asked me if there was any way I would be able to take care of one of the puppies. And then it turned out to be my grandma's puppy. So my mom has these two Doberman puppies, and then there's a third one at my grandmother's house, and they're like all sisters or something. But I was just like, well, what's the deal? You know, why? What's going on? What's the? Give me all the details. And apparently, my grandmother, she's been having a bunch of health problems lately and had to go to the doctor a few times. And this dog's already like half her size. Um, and my mom has just been grief dumping on me every time we fucking hang out together, just about how bad she feels for this dog because the dog's been in a crate all day and like blah blah blah. And that does, I like animals too. Like I think that sucks. And that's like why I don't really like dogs in general. Just as like having dogs is like you gotta like leash them up and chain them up all the time or lock them in something. Like they're crazy. They're wild. And I like dogs. Dogs are super fun, but there's a whole aspect of dogs that is not my jam really. Um, but anyway, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Fuck it, I'll do it. Because I got a backyard and stuff, and I don't know. I haven't had a lot of day shifts or anything lately, so it'd be cool to go to the park and shit a bunch, probably. And so I got the dog. Had to like go see my grandma for the first time in like 15 years. That was a whole trip. That was weird. Uh, Fucking dog is like a little moose, just like a little fucking monster creature. Very big. It was already 60 something pounds, and she wasn't even six months old when I grabbed her. Fucking enormous. But she was sweet. She was a very sweet, fun dog. She had like very funny energy. And so I tried to turn into like a dog dude, you know, I've got like all the shit. Um my grandma was gonna like pay me to watch her and then like bought a bunch of dope harnesses and like dog food and like so I didn't have to spend any money, which was tight. And then I I like get into doing dog shit. We start doing walks and all the sitting and stuff. And I'm sorry to talk about dogs so much too. I fucking hate when people talk about animals. This is just something that happened to me over the last month that was crazy. And my house was just like a zoo. Like anytime the fucking dog was out, she was just fucking zipping around like crazy. My cat hated the dog. They never got along. Um, like took the dog to the dog park and I know I've gone on this rant before, but I fucking hate dog people. They're the worst. Well, they're not the worst. They're like, I'm sure there's good ones. I don't fucking like them. They're the fucking most excusey, tired people. I don't know. And like, they're just always wearing fucking pajamas and just shit clothes that are designed so that your dog can destroy. I totally get it now that I had to like take the dog everywhere and go on a bunch of walks and parks and shit. But it's just like such a sleepy. fucking they don't talk to each other. It's so weird. Like you say hi to someone and they're like full blown autistic style, just like walk away from you and not say anything type of shit. Like I don't know. Not really my jam. I'm sure there's good dog people. Like there's all kinds of dog people. There's probably some good ones out there. We were walking out of this one park and I had the dog leashed up and everything and we're walking back to the truck and this huge fucking pit bull came barreling down the park like growling and I could tell it was about to attack my dog. It was like coming straight at us. It was fucking hella scary. I was just like, oh my God. And I had a big harness on the dog, so I just reached down, I grabbed her and like threw her up on my shoulder, and this huge pit bull was just like spiraling around me, jumping up trying to bite her and shit, and like the dog I'm holding is fucking flipping out. Oh my God. And I'm just like it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. It was just there's no business to have that much adrenaline going that early in the morning. It's fucking not good for you. Like it took me forever to like chill out from that. But I'm like holding the dog. This fucking huge snarling dog is like it's like everyone's worst nightmare. It's a big male pit bull fucking trying to kill something. And and I'm like looking around like where the fuck is this person's owner? And there's like a lady like briskly walking towards me and she's like, just kick him. Just kick him, honey. And I'm just like, get your fucking dog. Oh, ugh. I just hated it. It's a whole thing that I'm just like, all of that I'm not into. That's not a dog. And I get that that's like a bad situation, but just the need for constant vigilance and like the gets annoying. Gets really, really annoying. Anyway, she finally got the dog and fucking barely apologized. He was like all Xanaxed out and I was just like, oh, I'm sorry. I usually have him tied up and just like walked away. And I was like, oh my fucking God, dude. That's like everyone's worst nightmare. Hey, Sushi. Um, but yeah, the cleanliness thing with the dog too, that's a whole thing I'm not into. Like the way dogs just fucking stink. And if you get them wet, they like the stink quadruples. They just, I don't know, they're so hungry all the time. They're like, I'm sorry. Like, they don't taste any of the food. I'm sure they tasted a bunch while they're smelling it and shit, but like, just seems like it's so obnoxious all the time. And it's just relentless. And some people love it because I think they're filling a hole in their, a soul hole, a hole in their soul. Uh, because they're probably people who want kids secretly or like don't like kids or people, but that's like what their fucking instincts and shit are telling them to do. So they just like, I can just get a fucking hugely problematic dog. I don't know. It was funny to like start babysitting the dog because my family doesn't really check in on me or fucking offer to help me with it, which is fine. But it's just like it's very noticeable if you're me. And then as soon as I have this dog for like a whole month straight, everyone's checking in on me every day, asking me if I need anything, fucking trying to help me out with like this and that, which is really nice. But it does suck that my family would like you have to have the dog to be like I don't know. That's not my jam. I have a sneaky suspicion that so I took the dog to like dog training, which was like my grandma wanted to do. We did that the other day. And so she's going to be at this like dog trainer for 6 weeks. And I just have a sneaky suspicion that when the dog gets out, my grandma's going to be like, so you want her, right? And I'm just, it's gonna be hard to say no because I actually like the dog too. I miss the dog already, and fucking I miss her. She's cute, but I just can't have a dog, especially not like 100 pound fucking moose of a dog. But yeah, had a dog for a while. My house was a fucking zoo. I hate pet people. I hate them for reals. Freaking, I've already gone on a huge rant about them, but God hates them. Um, yeah, and they're always into weird gadgets and shit too. I swear, dog people are like super into like Fitbits and like weird versions of Leathermans that are useless. Fucking toe shoes, uh, shit like that, like Tesla culture stuff, kind of. Fucking, that dude should have called that car Edison, though, not Tesla, because he's like, I don't know, everybody acts like they're a part of this huge project when they get one of those cars. Like they've joined the project to help Earth, which is cool, but it's not like this one guy invented all these things, like is doing space rockets, tunnels under LA, fucking flamethrowers. Actually, I do believe he did all that one with his own idea. Uh Fucking the car, all that shit, the brain chip thing. It's like he's way more like Edison if you think about it. He's like a dude, uh like a rich kind of trust fund baby dude who gathered together like a shitload of inventors and shit and then slapped his name on fucking everything and is gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? And so I think it's kind of weird that he picked that dude's enemy when he was very clearly more like homeboy Edison. But his factory's out here in the Florida of the West. I used to drive past it every day. It's fucking trippy. All right, so the pants. Allegedly, this is a comedy story. This is an alleged funny goof that I'm making up. Okay. Um, so I go down to Target and I'm up really early, and I get down there and they just opened the store, and I needed cat food, and like they have a big bulk version of the cat food I wanted to get. So I go in there and they don't have it. So I just start fucking lollygagging around the store, and I steal these pants, right? Like I find these pants and I fucking steal them. And I have them hidden, and I leave and no buzzers go off or anything like that. And I'm like, booyah shaka. And I'm on my way to my truck. It's still so early in the morning too. Like the store has only been open for fucking 10 or 15 minutes. And I get to my truck and I'm like looking for my keys and I can't find my keys. And then I go to open the door to see if maybe I left it unlocked, and I can see the keys sitting in there and they're fucking locked in there. And this is like the second time I had done this in that month. Locked my keys in my truck. And because it was the second time, I had this big ass stick in the back of my truck that I was trying to use to like fish them out of the seat last time. 'Cause I have a bad habit of just like putting them on the seat. And fucking stupid. But so I'm like trying to fish it out with the stick. So I'm standing at my truck. There's more bunch of customers showing up, and I'm like trying to jimmy my window out with a stick, and all these people are looking at me. I still have stolen pants hidden on me. fucking just standing there like, I can't get him, I can't get him. And then I finally get him hooked on the stick, and I'm like lifting him up off the seat, trying to like finagle it back up to the crack in the window. And then something happened where I like flinged him off the stick to the farthest away part in the truck where you're never gonna get him. So then I gave up and was like, oh, I gotta either like take the bus or like call someone. So I called my ex roommate Jordan, who we don't live together anymore. He lives in like further away than normal. He lives in Sparks. So now he's far away. So I call him and I'm like, hey dude, I fucking locked myself out. And he's like, I got you. I'll be there as soon as I can. So I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there for probably like 30 minutes or something. And then this kid walks up to me, and he's in the full outfit and everything. This kid's like 16. And he walks up to me, he's like, excuse me, sir. We've had some reports of a guy trying to break into cars out here, which is clearly me. and and I'm like, oh, I even say that. I'm like, oh, it's probably me. I just locked my keys in my truck, and I was trying to fucking get him out with a stick. And he was like, oh, okay. And just like walked away from me. But like when he was initially walking up to me, I thought he was gonna like be like, hey, you took those jeans and you've just been like standing in the parking lot for a half hour. You got to give them back. um, I don't know why I did it. I was thinking about it. It was like I was like, you don't have the cat food? Well, now this is happening. So stupid. But anyway, Jordan shows up, fucking hop in the car. Don't even tell him that I was shoplifting anything. Have the jeans still hidden on me. Go all the way to my house. I fucking get into the house, get my spare key, fucking ditch the paraphernalia, allegedly, and and then go back. Got to go back. You got to go back to the scene of the crime still, because that's where your truck's at. And I went back and got back into my truck and drove away. It's not very exciting from there on out. And then I showed up. So I've been to Target twice, and I show up at my house with no cat food. Cat's pissed. Fucking, I'm kind of pissed. I'm all embarrassed and just like, I still haven't told him about that either. I hope he never listens to this. I also hope nobody at Target ever listens to this, because this was a totally fictional and made up story, and it would just be a huge waste of their time. Anywho, la 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 la. Fucking, what happened next? Christmas happened next. Christmas was okay. Uh, I went out and had some Baileys out at my mom's house. And then we had like the fucking snowstorm of the century that day. It was really dumping. And me and my buddy Donovan fucking decided to go down to Verdi and go hang out with our buddy out there, even though that's like the sketchiest place to drive in town that you could have picked. So we take this like crazy long route through the suburbs, which was fucking so hypnotic and weird. Like I hate that neighborhood so much. It's called Somerset, and it's like, I swear to God, it's designed to look like a maze where everywhere you've been, you were just there, so that you could never like shop or steal anything from anyone because you couldn't get away, or like you'd accidentally rob your own house or something. It's fucking. I hated it. We got lost, even though we were using GPS. And then we figured it out. We got all the way there. My buddy was just like, I don't want to go to the bar. Fuck that. And then, but we heard the bar in Verdi was going to be open. So we went to that bar. Fucking, they kicked us out immediately. Some guy gave us some mushrooms, though. That was kind of fun. I nibbled on some of those. and then we drove back into town. I think we drove all the way to Sparks, which is the exact opposite side of Verdi. And then there was nothing open in Sparks, and then we drove downtown and we went to like a shitty dive bar downtown. But yeah, that was Christmas. It was actually pretty fun. I liked it. We fucking me and two of my the same buddies that we hung out on Christmas, we fucking went to this Brazilian steakhouse the other night and we got the meat sweats, dude. It was crazy. It's like this place where they show up with a fucking big bunch of meat on a stick and they just put it on your plate and shave you off a bunch. And then I didn't really understand it, but there was a coin we were supposed to be flipping over when we didn't want any more meat, but we never flipped it over. So we were just like, we ate so much fucking meat, it was painful. It was painful. I actually had the worst night of sleep in my life that night. Like, was just rolling around and farting and fucking in pain, dude. It was like a caveman pain. It was, I don't even know if I've taken a shit since then. I think I still haven't. Um, I'm getting nervous for tax season. I think I worked like 6 or 7 jobs this year. And, oh God, it's going to be hard. That sounds like a nightmare. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just go to like H&R Block or something and fucking pay some dude to do it. Some fucking dude. You know? Hey, dude. You ever heard of the Florida of the West? We do taxes a little differently around here. And then I flash him the gun. I heard I heard a song when I was bartending the other night that blew my mind. Just because the night before, um, some DJ played Closing Time to get everyone to leave, and I was like, man, how come there's not a new Closing Time? Like nobody has written a new like Get Out of the Bar song since then, and I don't know, it'd just be cool to see a new twist on that, or like see it dethroned a little bit, I think. And then the next night, we had this fucking great DJ. Shout out to DJ Fresh Beats, I think, or Crispy Beats. I think it's Fresh Beats. Um, he was from Mammoth or Shasta or somewhere in California. Dude, that dude, if you guys ever need a DJ out there, hire that dude. He was a blast. But he played this fucking awesome Closing Time remix that was like all fucking chill housed out and like I don't know. It was very sexy. It was a good job, dude. Good job. Fucking. I don't know what else to talk about, guys. I'm sick of this fucking podcast. I didn't even want to do it today, but I just fucking did it. I think you got to do it. I don't know. I hadn't done one in so long that I was like, if I don't do this soon, It's gonna be the like that'll be the last one, and I'm just gonna never do it again. So thought I'd just fucking rough one out real quick. I've been sitting in the bathroom the whole time smoking cigarettes out the window because it's fucking freezing outside, which is gross. But I'm an avid no smoking indoors guy, but I have been breaking my own rules. No one in town has size 13 shoes. Goodbye.